Good evening, Tottenham fans. Some really exciting news came out today, and I saw it online, and I'll just say what it says. So it says Amanda Staveley and her husband are understood to now have the funding in place, believed to be more than 3 billion to buy Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Now, this is not new news, as she's always been interested since she's leaving Newcastle, which was in 2024. So she's very persistent in getting the Newcastle job or taking over Newcastle, and she eventually did. So there is some legs in this. This doesn't seem to go away. The news keeps coming around. ENIC haven't come out yet and said that they are willing to sell. They have been firm and said the club's not for sale, but I think at the right price they probably would sell up, especially as we're very close to relegation at the moment. But let's just talk about what she would bring. Now, I'm going to talk about her achievements at Newcastle, what she did. If you ask any Newcastle supporters, they always speak very highly of her. I'll also speak about the signings she made under her tenure, the ambition that she showed. I'll also talk about what she could bring to Spurs. What could she bring to Spurs and how could she improve us? And it's quite exciting because everything she stands for is basically the opposite to ENIC. So it would be very, very good if she came in. So first of all, let's go through her achievements with Newcastle. So she orchestrated the 300 million Saudi-led takeover. So she drove the deal through PCP Capital Partners, ending Mike Ashley's 14-year ownership in 2021 after years of persistence, like I said earlier. This ended fan frustration and opened the door to major investment hope. So do you remember when Newcastle were going through a really bad stage under Mike Ashley? The fans really wanted him out. It was pretty toxic there. She came in and started turning things around very, very quickly. So we're in the same sort of situation right now. So it's quite exciting to know that she's been here and done that before. Also, she built a strong, genuine bond with the fans, another thing that's very important to us. From her first visit in 2017, this was before she came and took over, she connected emotionally with supporters, calling them the best in the world. Fans nicknamed her Queen Mandy and still express lasting gratitude post-departure. So again, she builds a good rapport with the fans, which we really need. We need that closeness again. We've all been drifting apart and fighting each other lately. Maybe she can bring that all back together. She also had a key role in appointing Eddie Howe. She helped select Howe in 2021 after initial setbacks. Impressed by his vision, that this proved pivotal in stabilizing and elevating the long term. So basically, she had a long-term vision, something again ENIC haven't got. She wanted a manager to get them through that long-term vision. And basically, if she signed a Pochettino to do the same, with her backing, with the structure, with the ambition, with Pochettino, would be absolutely perfect. Sorry, and then helped secure transformative signings. So in a bit, I will go through the signings that she was under her tenure, which is pretty decent. Involved in deals for stars like Bruno Guimaraes, Trippier and Anthony Gordon. These boosted squad quality and shifted the club towards contention. Set ambitious long-term goals. Now, this is big for me because this is what I keep moaning about ENIC, how they just don't set any targets, don't set any goals, don't set any ambitions, and we're always left wondering what the hell's going on. She declared Newcastle deserved Premier League success and trophies right after takeover. This inspired direction and aligned with fans' dreams after years of stagnation. Now, she had all the ambition in the world, but the PSR was really holding Newcastle back, so you have to keep that in mind, but they still progressed massively up the league. Boosted the women's team, also prioritised its growth, helping it rise from 4th to 2nd tier. This showed commitment to all levels and built more inclusive club, which I think is absolutely excellent as well. Improved behind-the-scenes staff and structure, reviewed and fixed underpaid staff in under-resourced areas. This raised morale and professionalism across the club. I couldn't even get my words out. So excited, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so if she's improving morale, that's something massively that we need to look into as well. So enabled Champions League return. Her era laid foundations for qualification in 22-23. It's the first time Newcastle have been in the Champions League since 2003. It brought prestige, revenue and excitement to supporters. contributed to ending trophy drought, helped create the competitive environment leading to finals and eventual domestic success. Foundations from her time restored pride and results. So basically all of her ambition and her passion for the club pushed them to try and they've had two consecutive I can't talk today, two consecutive League Cup finals now, haven't they? So left the club in stronger overall. So by her 2024 exit, valuation soared, infrastructure improved, and foundations for ongoing progress were set. Fans credit her with transforming the club. Something I haven't written down, but she also did, was really spend a lot of money in the academy. She didn't stay there long enough to bear the fruits of this, but apparently that's improved tenfold, and they're really pushing forward with academy players. So it won't be long now, and you'll start seeing academy players coming through. So what signings did she make when she was there for the few years that she was there? She made quite a few decent signings, to be honest, while she was there. Obviously, she employed people to make the signings, but she obviously funded us all. And so Kieran Trippier, right back at the time, was a very, very good signing. Chris Wood has turned out to be an excellent signing. Bruno Guimaraes, I think, is their captain at the moment. Matt Targett, I'm not sure how he's doing at the moment, but those 3 out of 4 so far are very good signings. Then you've got Dan Burn, who I think is an excellent defender, and I wanted him at Spurs when he was available. Nick Pope, very good goalkeeper, got him from Burnley. Sven Botman, another solid defender. Alexander Isak became one of the best strikers in the world football and in Newcastle. Anthony Gordon, what a winger he is. I'd love to have him at Spurs. And Sandro Tonali, absolutely exceptional midfielder. So the signings were absolutely really, really spot on under her tenure. And even the manager, you can say, was a good signing too in Eddie Howe. So it was all coming together under her leadership, which is really, really exciting. But what can she do for Spurs? Now, let's look at this one. So boost transfer ambition and spending. At Newcastle, she was key in big money signings, like we said, Bruno, Anthony Gordon, etc. That quickly improved the squad. She could push for more aggressive recruitment to address Spurs squad depth and quality issues, potentially ending the prudent spending under ENIC. So basically, she would invest a lot more than ENIC will. ENIC have invested from when they took over in 2001 to 2021. They invested on average 5 million per season, which is the lowest in the whole of the Premier League for owners. It's absolutely crazy. And if you contrast that to Bournemouth, whose owner has put in over 200 million in the last 5 years, that's the gulf of what these owners are not doing at the moment. Staveley would absolutely smash that and should put a lot more money into growth for Spurs. Trophy-focused vision. Post-takeover at Newcastle, she declared ambitions for Premier League titles and European success. She could publicly commit Spurs to ending their trophy drought, inspiring players, staff and fans over the years' perceived stagnation. So again, we're basically in the same position as Newcastle were when she took over from there. And the ambition she would set would blood winning mentality all throughout the club, and it always starts from the top, like we always say. And if it starts from the top, she bleeds it through to the players that don't want to be in, don't want to win, and don't want to win things. They're not going to be here for long. We will be a lot more ambitious club, and we'll have the money, we'd have the PSR headroom, we'd have everything going for us, the stadium, the training facilities, the academy, the young players coming through, everything would fall into place. If we've got a top manager to match that, owners that want to back it, it would be very, very exciting. She could even tackle the injury and medical issues because she sorts everything out that's in the club. So Newcastle saw improvements in the squad management. She saw overhaul Spurs. She could overhaul Spurs, repeatedly criticise medical department to reduce the chronic injury problems plaguing the team. So she would focus on that too. She would know that that was a massive problem and it was hindering progress for Spurs. Get the top medical team in, get the top recruitment team in, get the top everything in, and your everything will improve. And it's as simple as that. But ENIC are just not doing any of these things. So she's basically the opposite to ENIC when it comes to that. So in summary, PSR is a lot more healthier at Spurs than it is at Newcastle. So the steady growth Newcastle gained would potentially be a lot faster at Spurs. She would be aggressive in the market and with the wage structure. So how exciting does that sound to you? She would come in, she would do everything she could to improve every aspect of our situation. And what we've been calling for ENIC to do for years and years and years is show a little bit of ambition. And she would be saying things like, we want to win Premier Leagues, we want to win, like our board is saying, but absolutely doing nothing about it. She said all this to Newcastle fans and stuck to her word. So the difference between her and ENIC is ENIC lie and she follows up on what she was saying. So it would be very exciting if she did come in. She was very persistent to try and get the Newcastle role, to try and take over Newcastle. So I can't see her giving up anytime soon. If ENIC come out of the words, we do want to sell now, then I think she would swoop in and she would buy. The reason why she didn't put a bid in is because ENIC were very clear that they didn't want to sell, and she thought it was pointless putting a bid in if you don't want to sell anything. So it could be really good times ahead for Spurs if this can happen. The only problem we would have is if we went down. If we went down, then would ENIC sell? I don't think ENIC would sell for half the price, because that was what would happen. I think the price would it wouldn't be 3 billion anymore. It'd go down to 1.5 billion, I'm assuming. I'm not the best with finances, but it would happen. It would be a lot cheaper to buy Spurs. Maybe she would buy them cheaper, get them straight back in the Premier League, and then start fighting on all four fronts in a couple of years after that. So even though it's doom and gloom at the moment, things could massively change, and they could change really quickly. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's video. Would you be excited for Amanda Staveley to come in and take over at Spurs? Do you think she would show so much more ambition than ENIC currently are? I don't think it's very difficult to, do you? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Spurs.